Moving out sounds like freedom, until you realize you're responsible for everything. Your money, your bills, your food, your problems. And suddenly, the freedom you dreamed about doesn't feel so simple anymore. But eventually, you realize moving out was never just about being free. Stage 1. The announcement. One day, you finally decide it's time to move out. You've been dreaming about having your own place for years. No one telling you when to sleep. No one asking where you're going. Just you, your own space, and complete freedom. Then you finally tell your parents. Suddenly, the decision that existed only in your head becomes real. They give you advice, warnings, and about 100 things you swear you already know. That night, you look around your room one last time. Tomorrow, you're officially on your own. And somehow, the next morning comes a lot faster than you expected. Stage 2. The move. The next morning, moving day finally arrives. Suddenly, all those boxes make the decision feel a lot more real. You load everything into the car while your parents help you carry the last few things. Then comes the goodbye. You hug your parents, look at your old home one last time, and tell yourself you're ready. As you drive away, you can't stop smiling. This is it. Your new life is finally starting. You arrive at your new place, grab the keys, and stand there for a moment. You made it. You're officially on your own. Stage 3. The first night. You unlock the door and step into your new home for the first time. And for a moment, you just stand there. Everything around you is yours. You can sit wherever you want, watch whatever you want, and nobody is asking what you're doing. Later that night, you stay up way past your usual bedtime because, honestly, who's going to stop you? There are no rules.
No interruptions.
No one telling you to turn the lights off. Just complete freedom. Until you finally turn everything off and realize how quiet the place actually is. But you don't think too much about it. After all, this is exactly the freedom you wanted. Stage 4. Reality hits. The next morning, you wake up whenever you want. There's nobody telling you to get out of bed, because nobody is there. Then you walk into the kitchen, expecting breakfast. And that's when you remember. Nobody is making it for you anymore. So you try cooking for yourself. And somehow, making breakfast suddenly feels like a professional skill. Then you notice the laundry. Then the dirty dishes. Then the mess you've been ignoring since you moved in. And that's when reality finally hits. Moving out didn't mean someone stopped telling you what to do. It meant you became the person responsible for everything. Stage 5. The first bills. Then your first month comes around. And you finally discover the part of independence nobody puts on the inspirational posters. Rent. You make the payment and watch your bank balance drop like your money just disappeared. Then there's electricity, internet, water. And somehow, there are still more bills waiting for you. You sit down and add everything together, hoping the numbers will somehow look better. They don't. You stare at your remaining balance and suddenly start questioning every purchase you've made in the last 6 months. That's when you realize something important. Freedom feels a lot different when every month comes with a bill. Stage 6. Grocery shopping. After paying all those bills, you decide it's finally time to buy some actual food. So you make a simple grocery list. This time, you promise yourself you're going to be responsible. You walk into the supermarket with a plan. You grab the essentials and everything seems to be going perfectly. Then you see it. A brand new PS5. You stop. You look at the price. Then you look at your grocery list. And somehow, your brain starts convincing you that buying a gaming console is a perfectly reasonable financial decision. I've been working hard. I deserve this. And just like that, the PS5 goes into your cart. Then come the snacks, the drinks, and about 5 other things you definitely didn't plan to buy. You keep telling yourself, it's not that expensive. Until you reach the checkout. The cashier tells you the total. You just stand there. You look at your groceries. You look at the PS5. Then you look at your bank account. And suddenly, eating noodles for the rest of the week doesn't sound so bad. Stage 7. The first bad month. For a moment, you think you've finally figured everything out. You've paid the bills, bought your groceries, and even made yourself a budget. You start feeling pretty responsible. Then your refrigerator decides to stop working. You try everything. Nothing. So you call someone to fix it. And when they tell you the price, you suddenly remember how much you liked having a working refrigerator. You go back to your budget and add the unexpected expense. And just like that, your carefully planned month is completely ruined. But this time, you don't panic. You cut back on the things you don't really need, adjust your plans, and keep going. Because that's another part of growing up nobody warns you about. Sometimes being independent means figuring things out when life doesn't go according to plan. Stage 8. Missing home. At first, you love having your own place. But eventually, the quiet starts feeling a little different. You start remembering the little things you never thought you'd miss. The noise. Someone walking into your room. Someone asking how your day went. So one night, you call home. You talk about random things, laugh about your day, and then your mom asks you a question you've heard your entire life. Have you eaten? And somehow, that simple question hits differently now. Because you realize you don't actually miss being told what to do. You miss being cared for. You miss knowing that someone was always there. And that's when you finally understand. Moving out doesn't mean you stop needing home. Stage 9. Learning to manage yourself. After a while, taking care of yourself stops feeling like a struggle. You start waking up with an actual routine. Your apartment stays clean because you don't wait until it's completely destroyed. You learn how to cook something other than instant noodles. You start paying your bills before spending your money. You stop asking yourself, "Can I afford this?" after buying something. And start asking it before. Slowly, you realize you're becoming the person you used to think was an actual adult. The person who handles problems without immediately calling someone else. The person who can take care of himself. And for the first time since moving out, you don't feel like you're pretending to be independent anymore. Stage 10. The freedom. And then one day, you realize something. You actually love having your own place. You decorate it exactly how you want. You watch whatever you want. You stay up as late as you want. You can invite your friends over without asking anyone for permission. You can spend an entire Saturday doing absolutely nothing. Nobody is telling you to clean your room. Nobody is asking where you're going. Nobody is telling you what time to come home. And after everything you've been through, that freedom feels different. Because now you understand what it actually means. It's not about having nobody to answer to. It's about finally being responsible enough to make your own decisions. Stage 11. You start growing up. Somewhere along the way, you start thinking differently. You don't buy everything just because you want it. You start thinking about what you actually need. When something breaks, you don't immediately panic. You figure it out. You start checking on your parents instead of only calling when you need something. And somehow, you start appreciating everything they used to do for you. The meals. The advice. The little things you never noticed when you were living at home. You finally realize that growing up isn't about proving you don't need anyone. It's about becoming capable enough to take care of yourself, while still appreciating the people who helped you get there. That's when you realize you're actually growing up. Stage 12. The truth. Looking back, you realize moving out changed you in ways you never expected. You thought you were leaving home so you could finally be free. But somewhere along the way, you learned how to cook, how to manage your money, how to handle problems, how to take care of yourself. You learned that freedom comes with responsibility. And you started appreciating the people who took care of you before you could take care of yourself. You didn't stop needing your parents. You just stopped needing them to do everything for you. Because growing up isn't about getting away from home. It's about becoming someone who can build a home of their own. You thought moving out meant finally being free from your parents. But eventually, you realize it was never about getting away from them. It was about becoming someone who could stand on their own.